project settings. Project settings are settings that only affects the current project, so it does not affect any other projects, even if they were from the same user. To open project settings, just click on the icon on the bottom right of the screen, and these are your project settings. First, we have master settings. Here we can select settings like the resolution of our timeline. You can work with footage up to 4K in DaVinci Resolve. Then we have the timeline frame rate. Note that the timeline frame rate can only be changed before you import any footage into your project. So if you imported any footage into your project, the project frame rate will be locked. So you can only edit it before you import any footage. But you can still edit the playback frame rate. Then we have settings that relates to video monitoring if you're using an output. And one of the most important sections is the optimized media and rendered cache section. This is where you can choose what formats Resolve will use when it creates optimized media or render cache. Next, we have image scaling, where you can choose things like how Resolve should handle resizing your images. You can choose between smoother or sharper. You can also choose here how to handle mismatch resolution files. So for example, if you have an HD project and you import 4K files, what should Resolve do with the 4K files? It can center crop with no resizing, scale the full frame but with cropping, scale entire image to fit, or stretch. Then we have the color management section. This is where you apply LUTs to be added to your entire project. And if you scroll down, this is where you can add new LUTs to DaVinci Resolve. So you can apply LUTs on multiple levels here. For example, you can apply an input lookup table or an output lookup table so it only affects the output. Or you can even apply a LUT only for video monitoring. Then we have general options with things like how to label your gallery stills. Then we have camera raw to adjust the settings of your raw files, and capture and playback, where you can choose settings that relates to your capture, whether you should capture video and audio or video only, and what codec to use when you capture into this project. And finally, we have the subtitles section with settings that relates to subtitling. And these are the main project settings in DaVinci Resolve.